We're all set to go here for round 2 in 2023. The lights are on. They'll go out shortly. We're underway here in Moto2 in Argentina. Lopez bogged the start. Nightmare start for the poleman. He is going backwards. Canet, though, got the dream launch. He'll slot into the whole shot in first place. Acosta was away well too in second, but a disaster for Lopez.
Acosta, though, wide into turn 1. He's getting swamped as they now exit the first corner into turn 2. It's Dixon up into second place, battling with Chandra. Look at Gonzalez round the outside now of Chandra. He started 7th, he's now up into the podium battle.
Oh, Lopez aggressive to get some places back already after that sluggish start. He picked up Tony Arbolino going through turn number 2.
Acosta way too cautious in these early corners. He was hitting the brakes in second. He's now back in 9th position. It's all gone wrong in these early stages for the World Championship leader.
Dixon leads then. This is incredible from the British rider. Overnight he became a father for the very first time, and he leads now here in Argentina. If his wife Sarah hadn't had the baby, seeing him lead this Grand Prix, she probably would have been having it right now. So here goes Dixon then through the fast turn 6. He leads from Canet. So you can see on your screens now a jump start for Canet. That means he has a double long lap penalty, and in a shortened 14 lap race, well, that's going to be podium hopes completely gone, isn't it?
It's a penalty at the best of times, but in a shortened race, 2/3 distance, 2 of the 14 laps that Canet completes here, assuming he sees the checkered flag, we'll see him go through the long lap penalty, which is right there in the foreground on the outside of turn 7. He'll be getting that message now on his dashboard. He'll have around 5 laps to come through twice.
Now then, Lopez starting to reel in big time here on Jake Dixon. Will he make a move coming into turn number 13? Dixon runs a tight line, but here comes Lopez trying to nick the inside line. He's going to squeeze on through. Nothing that Dixon can do about that. Can Lopez bring it tight back to the apex? Dixon, he runs that tight line. They lean on each other coming through turn 14, but it will be the poleman then, Alonso Lopez, that leads. Canet, of course, we remind you, has to do the double long lap penalty. They've seen that on his dashboard.
Yeah, will he come through straight away? Yeah. He is. You want to get through there as early as possible and try and feed somewhere into the middle of the pack. It's a long lap. He's in right the way around the outside of turn 7. He's going to slot in behind Darren Binder and Manu Gonzalez, who were battling for 5th and 6th. So Canet now alongside Gonzalez. He's still running 5th, but one more long lap still to serve. He
did a good job there, because that'll be slippery when wet in there, greasy in that long lap penalty loop, wouldn't it? Here is the jump start then. We're going to see Alonso Lopez go backwards. Clear, absolutely clear. Well, you could see that with a naked eye, couldn't you? We didn't need the high-tech cameras that are fixed on every grip position. Canet clearly rolling when the lights went out. Arbolino finds a way through then on Dixon. That's the battle for second now. Canet's dropped out of contention with the first of his 2 long laps as Lopez powers the speed-up machine out of the final corner. He's got some serious pace right now. It's another fast lap of the Grand Prix from him, 1:53.376. Just a whisker quicker than Arbolino in second place. And Darren Binder has really clicked into some serious speed here. Binder came over the line in 4th. He was also in the high 1:53s.
Credit to the other Pons rider, Sergio Garcia, who still hasn't served his long lap penalty. 28th on the grid he started. He's just outside the top 10 now.
So how much did the long lap penalty cost Canet? He did a 1:55.141 as he fires up the inside of Binder into turn number 5. So compared to your race leading pace, the best pace on that last lap, which was Lopez, he lost 1.8 seconds going through the long lap penalty. He does, of course, have to serve another one, which will immediately dump him behind Darren Binder. It will certainly maybe then also drop him back behind the likes of Salac and Gonzalez. Here he comes then, straight back in for the second of his 2 long lap penalties, and he will come back out on the circuit just behind, won't he, Salac and Gonzalez, as we expected, although with the speed and the momentum he got through the long lap, straight back through on Gonzalez and Salac, easy as shelling peas.
Yeah, it gives him quite a good run there, doesn't it, into turns 9 and 10, so Canet will still be in 5th place then, so he's not too far behind. Look at the gap between himself and Darren Binder. That's not a big gap at all. So credit to Canet for maximising the pace he could carry and minimising the time loss through that long lap penalty. This top 3 looks as if it's closing together a little bit, doesn't it? Lopez led at the start of this lap by 0.8 of a second. It looks as if Arbolino's closed it in and he's bringing Dixon along with him.
Here's a scare for Canet then, having successfully negotiated 2 long laps. He then almost launched himself to the moon coming through turn number 13. He's back through already though, isn't he, here on Darren Binder, up into 4th place.
It'll be fascinating on this lap now, having served those penalties, to see what kind of pace in clear air Aaron Canet has. He's got, at the moment, a 3-second margin to try and close into the race leader. A couple of seconds up to Jake Dixon in third, but he's now, of course, free of Darren Binder and able to close that gap in again. We're coming up to the third distance in this Grand Prix. Lap 5 we're completing now, of 14. These laps going by quickly, and in a shortened race, not an awful lot of time to make up for those penalties, but Canet's giving it a good go.
Can Lopez then get himself into the 52s as well? Pedro Acosta still marooned outside of the point scoring places. Don't think anybody saw that coming. Certainly in the dry and not in the rain. This has been a nightmare. Lopez has made a mistake. Alonso Lopez then has got it wrong on the brakes going into turn number 7. He briefly, well, side by side, they were coming through turn 8, weren't they? Arbolino on the inside of Lopez. He lost momentum there. He lost drive coming out of 8, did Lopez. They're going to be side by side now again through turns 9 and 10. This is really, really tight. Arbolino around the outside through the high-speed turn number 11. Nothing wrong with Arbolino's bravery. Dixon, though, now sweeps back on through. Incredible action here at the front of this Moto2 battle in Argentina. It's Lopez that still has it as we come to the conclusion of lap number 6.
Here comes Garcia then, whose progress is gathering momentum. He's now through on Albert Arenas. Once again, last time around, Garcia was quicker than all the riders ahead of him, with the exception of that leading 4. So there's a potential top 6 here for Sergio Garcia, who, remind you, started 28th on the grid and had to serve a long lap penalty for an incident in qualifying.
Can Arbolino just pick up some clear air here in the slipstream? He starts to swallow up the meters behind Lopez, who's just too sharp, too razor sharp on the front end of that Boscascura into this turn number 5. And again, he's just so far this time around, though. Yeah, that time around it was wide. I was just going to say, again, it looks like he's just going to cut it back, but that time around it was a mistake. Didn't want to go that wide, and Arbolino said thank you very much. And for the first time, then Tony Arbolino leads here in Termas de Rio Hondo. Arbolino, though, now with just 2 corners left to negotiate here in Argentina in this shortened Michelin Grand Prix of Argentina. And Tony Arbolino, the Moto2 Rainmaster, yet again, just as he was in Buriram. Tiger Tony Arbolino tames Termas in 2023. He makes it 5 podiums in the last 6 Grand Prix. He's the new Moto2 World Championship leader. Great job by the Elf Mark Vidas Racing team. Alonso Lopez does take 2nd from pole position. Brilliant job by Dixon. Canet, after his 2 long lap salvages, a superb 4th. Arguably, though, ride of the afternoon goes to Sergio Garcia. A sensational 28th to 5th for him. Arbolino and Dixon, they're good buddies. A great weekend for those pair, isn't it? As we mentioned, Jake Dixon, a new father, and a new World Championship leader in Moto2 after Pedro Acosta sank without trace, didn't he?